Hey, what's up, guys? Hope you guys are having a blessed day. So, this is episode 7, Instacart, the beginning. So, some of you might know what Instacart is, some of you might not. So, I'll go ahead and give you my background on what Instacart is. And I'm going to come from a standpoint of someone who actually uses the Instacart platform as a shopper once in a while. Okay, so Instacart basically is a platform that is for customers that want to have groceries or items from retail stores delivered to them. So that's not fast food or hot food and stuff like that, unless it's like, Wegmans rotisserie chicken or whatever the case may be, or hot food from, the hot section of a supermarket. But that's about it. So more like TVs, headphones, stuff from like stores like Michael's, Dick's Sporting Goods, Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, stuff like that, okay? So the list goes on. But anyway, it's come to my attention that Instacart does not pay sufficiently. First of all, we're in America. New York State, to be specific, there's a minimum wage. That minimum wage of New York State is $15.50. And I think in New York City and Westchester County, it's $16.50. So I actually looked that up before I started this video. So not that bright. I come to realize that Instacart is constantly underpaying based off of the orders that come in. So per order doesn't add up to at least minimum wage. And in my opinion, this is a big problem. So hopefully this thing goes viral. I'm not here to shut down Instacart or anything. I just here to cast a light in a dark scenario where there's a lot of Americans that are using this platform to either receive products that they want without having to go to the stores. And then on the flip side, there are people who want to make money to deliver those products. So I'm going to talk to you from the standpoint of the person that's shopping and delivering those products, right? I just think it makes no sense that people would not make at least minimum wage, no matter what the orders are, right? And so, okay, obviously this is a independent sole proprietor type opportunity where you can download this app, sign up, get approved so that you can actually, take orders, shop the orders, or maybe they're just pickups and then have them delivered to people's home, to their front doors. Yeah, so it's an option, right? So you don't have to do it. But in my opinion, the fact that it's right here in America tells me that, hey, we should be taking care of our people, right? There's so much cheap labor to go around the world now. I mean, customer service centers right now are like based in the Philippines and India primarily. I know there's a lot of other ones. I think Instacart actually uses the Caribbean as well. If you're going to provide a service to help people's lives be more convenient, you should also, on the flip side, provide a service that provides an income that people can live off of. And I'm not talking about like provide an income that they're making 50 grand from Instacart, but the hourly rate. What you put in should actually add up to what you would get from even a low wage job. And I'm just saying this because, like I said, I do it sparingly. I do Lyft full time and I do private driving full time, combination. And then sometimes I just want a breath of fresh air, no one in my car, maybe just to listen to music or listen to podcasts without any interruption, maybe make some phone calls. So I'll do Instacart orders. And I live directly across the street from a plaza, so there's tons of businesses. And this area specifically, there's tons of people that are looking to have stuff delivered to their home all day and evening. I just want to come from a perspective of putting myself in this other person's shoes. I constantly find myself trying to put myself in another person's shoes and then also hearing other feedback from people as well. And it just blows my mind when I see that people who take these orders are making between $5 to $10, sometimes 15 up to like 30. But the majority, I would say almost 80% or more, right, of these orders are paying less than New York State minimum wage, which is $15.50 per hour. So I was going to paint a scenario so you can get what kind of get what I'm saying here. Let's just hypothetically say you got a middle class family. The father goes to work all day. Okay, he puts the food on the table. He brings home the money. Okay, and then you got the mom let's say she's a stay-at-home mom, and let's say they got 2 kids. And let's say she's trying to do a project with her kids and she needs some painting materials. Maybe she needs some canvases, some paintbrushes, whatever, or palette, all this stuff, right? So let's say she places an Instacart order. She goes on, she signs up, she places an Instacart order for Michaels. Like, let's say it's 20 items, all right? It's just 20 items. And let's say me, as a shopper, I decide to download the Instacart app, download the shopper one specifically. I can see all the different orders going on, and I choose to pick this person. Let's call her Susie. We pick Susie's order, 20 items, all right? So I see that it's like 5 to 7 minutes away from me, like a mile and a half away from where I'm at. So I got to drive there. I get there, and then I start the app for the order, and I start shopping for those 20 items. So let's just say it takes at least 1 minute to find each item, okay? I know no one really times themselves when they shop, but if you're not familiar with the store and go there frequently and you know the sections and the aisles and stuff like that, it's probably sometimes hard to find the items. Even if you use the app from the store, sometimes it's kind of hard to find the items. Sometimes you got to call for customer service, then they got to come over and find it with you, right? Stuff like that. So, but let's just call it 1 minute per item, okay? Let's say it takes you 20 minutes to shop those items. And then let's say you get online, a couple of people waiting online. So let's say it takes another 5 to 10 minutes to cash out. From there, you jump in your car, take pictures of the receipt, you throw on the GPS to the Susie's home. It gives you an ETA of 15 minutes away. It's like four or 5 miles away, okay? Now you've got the merchandise, you got your GPS set up, and you head out, okay? So you get there, and then now you put the stuff on the front door and take a few pictures, and then you exit out the app and done. But let's just say that this specific order that you took was only paying $8. No tip. Because it happens literally every day, all day. $8. So basically, Instacart's paying you $8 for that complete order. So I'm just going to give you perspective now. So you took about 5 to 10 minutes to drive there, right? So let's just tally that up. That's 10 minutes, right? To 10 minutes, let's say 10 minutes to drive to the store and get in the store, plus the 20 minutes of shopping, plus another 10 minutes of cashing out, and then another 15 to 20 minutes to drive there because you got to get in your car, GPS, and then drive. So let's say plus another 20 minutes. So that's going to give you 60 minutes. So in my mind right there is like, if you put 60 minutes in to make $8, I don't think that makes sense. And I don't even think that Instacart should be allowed to do that in the United States of America, and especially in New York State where the minimum wage is $15.50. I'll break it down a little bit more. Like, so you literally drove, let's say 6 miles, right? So you put 6 miles in gas to go to the store and then to the home. Okay, 6 miles, no big deal, right? Usually a gallon of gas right now costs like $3 and change. And then on top of that, you put an hour's worth of time. So there's 2 compound elements right there. And then also your effort to actually get the items that this person doesn't have to shop for. So you actually go physically pick up items off the shelf, put them in a cart, cash out, put them in a bag, deliver. These are all steps that the person, Susie, doesn't have to do. It just blows my mind when I see that, not even Susie, that Instacart will only pay you between $5 to $8 to $10 to $12, up to $15 for orders like this. And not to mention, it's crazy that customers don't add tip. I mean, someone just saved you an enormous amount of time and effort, right? Especially if you got kids, you ain't got to get them dressed. You ain't got to get them ready to go out the door. You ain't got to make sure they use the bathroom before they left, all this stuff, right? And then, when you get them in the car, then you got to get them out the car and then go in the store. Then depending on how big they are, you got to put them in the shopping cart. You got to make sure you got to watch the kids, make sure they don't put stuff in their mouth, make sure they're not wrecking the store. All this, right? So that's that scenario. You don't have to shop for the 20 items. You don't have to go through the store looking for them yourself. You don't have to make that effort. It's all done for you. So I kind of feel like Instacart is a great platform, but I feel like it's been misused like crazy. Now, are there scenarios where people actually spend money to do Instacart and then add a nice tip? Yes, I usually take those orders. I actually don't take any orders without a tip. And that's just personal preference. But in my opinion, those orders with the low payment from Instacart with no tip from the customers, I think that's just so inappropriate. I don't think it should even be allowed. I mean, in this type of industry, unlike, you got Panera Breads now where people can add a tip, Or like I just bought a crumble cookie today. Like you can add a tip. Like if I would have recorded the behavior of the person who gave me the cookie in the box, like there was no way I would have gave her a tip. And I would have been mad if I gave her a tip beforehand. Meanwhile, she's getting an hourly wage and not giving me a good crumble $5.20 experience, right? So it makes no sense that you got to tip those places. It makes no sense to tip in Panera Bread, in my opinion. The cashier is not the same person that's actually prepping in the back, but they're all getting hourly wages. As an Instacart shopper, we don't get an hourly wage. Some people might be like, oh, Steve, why are you making a big deal about this? Like, just go get a real job. Well, some people consider this a real job. And even if it was your kid, how would you like to show your kid how to actually make some money on the side or after school or on a weekend? And they're putting in an hour or 2 hours and then getting paid $5 or $10. That's crazy. I don't know how they can make this legitimate in America. For this to be a California-based company, I mean, let's look up the value. What is the value of Instacart? Let's see. Instacart net worth. So their net worth as of 2023 is $9.3 billion. In 2022, it was $10 billion. At 2021, they were valued at $39 billion. It's probably because of COVID-19 and so forth. This company has a crazy net worth. In my opinion, there's no excuse at all. I'm going to see if I can pull back. I don't know if they're publicly traded or not. But anyway, I say this to say that Instacart can do better. That even the customers could do better. Someone is actually saving you a lot of time and effort, and they're physically, personally taking care of these things that make your life easier and actually makes your time way more productive. Just want to jump on Robinhood real quick and see if they're actually publicly traded. They are. Maple Bear is the name of the company. So right now they are about $44.23 a stock. They've been around since 2012. Their market cap is $11 billion, about $11 billion plus on Robinhood, that to hold your stocks, your investment with them, and also to buy. So they're in a good place. In my opinion, I don't really understand how they can get away with this. I don't understand how they're not regulated. I think that's a great way to provide an opportunity for citizens to make money, aka have a job where they can control their schedule and their time and do it as they please. I think the payment should be regulated. So anyway, this is part 1. And part 2, I'm actually going to take actual orders that I took screenshots of, so you can see the total amount that they're paying and the breakdown on how much Instacart is paying you and how much the customer's tipping you. And this is going to blow minds. So hopefully you guys enjoyed part 1, and part 2 will be out in just a couple of days. So later.